with it.
Well, that's what happened. It didn't deal with it too fucking well.
Soldiers were fucking paid in salt, man. You lose your salt when you sweat it all out and you lose your salt, your shit goes bad.
Yeah.
Like E-money right here, electrolytes, homie. That's salt.
Yeah, I needed a little more than electrolytes. Hey, Bob, how are you tonight? So we are back. We are going to start streaming regularly again. We've got a panel backstage. Tonight's topic is Trump's war.
Can we let's add quick. I would like to talk because I just see this just came in.
Oh yeah, sure.
They're rescheduling Kratom.
Really? Wow. Well, we'll get into that topic, but tonight's prompt is Trump's war escalation and Trump derangement syndrome, right and left. The StreamYard link has been dropped. It is pinned over on the Angry American channel. I'm going to put it into
I don't think you realize how big of a deal it is that they're trying to make Kratom a Schedule 1.
Oh,
fucking insane. Like that more illegal than fucking cocaine and stuff. Hey, what?
Well, let's bring up the panel. We'll bring up the panel. We have Mr. Brick Petitions, Mr. Clay. Good to see you, sir. Long time no see. We've got God's favorite aunt. And we have sauerkraut, the most sour thing that I've seen since sour gummies. Anyway, gentlemen, how are thee tonight? Tonight's prompt, we are going to start right to left. Trump's war escalation and TDS right and left, and Kratom. Kratom is the topic. Mr. Clay, your opening statements.
Don't do a soliloquy about all the things.
Okay. Trump's war escalation and TDS. Mr. Clay, your opening statements, sir.
So what's the escalation?
Actually, he today said that he's strongly considering ground troops and everything. So the peace agreement's fully off. They're talking about escalating and putting boots on the ground.
Well, that would be interesting to hear about for sure. I don't really know what the specifics are on it. So
and I believe we're on the third day of heavy bombings.
Yes, we're on.
And they're now closing the Strait of Hormuz again to Iran.
Yes. Because Iran, as I have said, is a very bad faith negotiator. They'll sign a bunch of pieces of paper and do quite the opposite.
Oh, we'll discuss that. It's not my turn. I was just telling Clay what the actual facts of the information is.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, short of a defensive measure, I think war is stupid. Yeah, I think sending our sons and daughters to die for some oil baron living off in the Caribbean is stupid. And yeah, I mean, what can I say? I mean, like, even if it was like some other country's war that we're coming in to defend, I mean, even that would take some heavy consideration as to whether I would personally approve our sons and daughters to go to fight for our allies, because even our allies quite often do stupid things. So, it's this whole war is all about oil. Everybody knows it is. There's no, like, in today's day and age, I think we've pretty much got it understood that like people don't do like weird crusades hardly anymore. I mean, there are fanatics. There's the T word that do their things. These small splinter groups, and generally they get caught up before they even get to take action. So really, it's definitely about materialism. this whole thing, and it's goofy as shit as far as I'm concerned.
All righty. Thank you, Clay. I want to give a shout out to Mitchell over on Pilled for the fleet. Thank you very much. Boom. God's favorite aunt, your opening statements or your thoughts or comments, sir.
Well, as a lot of some of our progressive friends on these panels have pointed out, Iran's already been given like the sweetest of sweetheart deals that they could have ever been given by the Trump administration. And they, instead of agreeing to it, they broke it. This proves that they have no intent on being reasonable people about this or trying to resolve this rationally. They want to be belligerent. We're really good at that. And that's all I got to say.
Fucking rookie. I was muted. All right. Kraut Mick, your opening statement, sir.
I don't really have an opening statement, so I want to hear what you guys have about the war, because I know both of you are really educated. I will, however, ask if Crouton is that opioid, because I pulled it up, that name. That's what you guys are referencing.
It's the plant that is supposed to have like a similar to an opioid effect. It's definitely not fully an opioid. We'll get into that in a minute, but yeah, that is it. A lot of opioid users use that as like a step down to try and take themselves off opioids.
Okay.
And
yeah, I yield my time then. I just wanted to make sure I'm looking at the right things. I want to hear what you guys have.
Yeah, no problem. Mr. Balderson, your opening statements, questions, or comments, please.
Yeah, I find it hilarious when Trump came out and said, when a reporter came out and said, well, it appears both sides are still bombing each other. And Trump said, a ceasefire is just less bombings. Like, there was never an actual fucking ceasefire. Like, get the fuck out of here. Let's all not pretend like Israel wasn't bombing the shit out of everybody every day. Oh, they broke the ceasefire. What ceasefire? Israel was like, fuck your ceasefire. I ain't gonna have, we didn't have no ceasefire. And then the United States pretends like it's like they're all offended when the other team starts throwing punches back. Like, it's absolutely insane. We have no business being there here. And then that he's ratcheting up the war with Iran or with Ukraine at the same time. And we're talking about going to war with Cuba. No new wars. No new wars. Yeah, he got voted in over that shit and wonders why his number are absolutely in the toilet.
Well, I mean, I really don't have a comment on it. I think that, I mean, things do come up. I do believe that, I believe his intention was no new wars. However, you got to understand, I know you're shaking. I know what you're going to say, Balderson. I know. But I think that I think, did we have to go as far as we are with Israel? The answer is no. I think we should support them, but we should not be pretty much doing it for them, etc., etc. And the panel is now open. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead. I know it's eating at you. You're muted, rookie. You just pulled a rookie.
I also haven't done any shows. We're out of practice.
Yes, we are.
I did not intend on having sex with that girl. I just went into the room with her and put on some good music and schmoozed and I didn't intend on it. But somehow
Well-
I end up with 7 kids. I don't know how that. panned out.
You're starting to sound like Bill Clinton. I mean, yeah.
Well, Trump didn't intend on no wars, but new wars. But in a very short time, he's embroiled in a bunch of them, and seems to be trying to pick more. I mean, did he mean? Well, if we're gonna pick wars, though, the World War would be the one. Like, come the fuck on.
Well, I mean, you know, I don't believe that Trump wanted a war. You know, he's a negotiator, he's a businessman. And you know, as just a civilian and a businessman, you know, there are wars that you can start, but it is not going to level a country or you know, whatever. But I mean,
they've been putting this off for over 40 years.
well,
This is-
right.
You mean Israel's been trying to talk us into it for over 40 years? And the sad part is using the same exact story this whole time. And he's the first sucker that bought it.
if you want to believe that, I can't stop you.
Well, let's just be honest. Fucking fucking Netanyahu sounds like the climate change act, like Al Gore out there. Like every year he has some fucking climate thing, and no matter how many times he's wrong, that the whole oceans didn't dry up in 2000 or whatever the fuck that guy was saying, and all the ice
Hold on.
got melt.
Oh,
No matter
yeah.
Wrong.
But what's this got to do with Al Gore again?
That's what Netanyahu sounds like. The
Okay, fine. He sounds like Al Gore, but
the
Same
doomsayer.
rhythm.
here's the thing, Ben. Even as in Israel, Iran was a problem for us. And it's been more intensified lately now that China's trying to be a more hegemonic power. They've been reaching out their Belt and Road Initiative to get all these small developing nations into debt traps with them, while also trying to position themselves as the reserve currency used for energy purchases. Because up to now, it's been us, the petrodollar. Our economy is based on that.
I
And
fully agree with this, but that's business stuff.
Yeah, but that's what this is all stemming from. That's what we're protecting. Otherwise, our economy gets destroyed very rapidly, and I don't know that we'd have a great way to come back from that.
So you will admit that Iran was actually in no actual physical threat. None of that. All those stories are bullshit.
Not all of it.
What
That-
the public got sold on with the uranium and all that, and then
Oh
Trump's
no, they're
like,
new.
"Yeah,
I
they
don't think
can
that the
use your
nuke program had
uranium.
anything to do with it.
We aren't really interested in it."
No, I don't think the nuke program was a real threat at this point. We already bombed that. We've shown that they can put it as far underground as they want. We can still tap it. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to continue trying to pursue those weapons. Still, I wasn't that worried about the physical threat. It was more about the economic collapse. Then following that, the mass famine and social degradation that follows.
You and I have always seen eye to eye that that's what it truly was about. That's not what the public was sold.
Oh,
in
no.
any way, shape, or
But
form.
the public doesn't understand what we're talking about.
I know that you and I are always the ones that are always talking about it. Like the fucking, I totally get it. But I also am going to say, why can't we just do better fucking business? Like that is an option. We
You
back
can lead
off
the horse.
buy into the petrodollar if we stop exporting all of our labor into other third world countries in order to enrich fucking big business that doesn't give a shit about us since they opened up the borders with NAFTA.
Yeah, that's a different issue, and that's a big problem. I'm not a big fan of the exportation of our jobs.
Yeah.
What's the average American
We're going
who
to do those
can't?
jobs for nothing. We're working on third world. When we use up the wealth that was built up in the generations before us, eventually we'll start working for them pennies, and they'll bring the business back here. Dickheads.
Well, think about it this way, right? Would you want someone with a sub 90 IQ being your doctor?
No.
Would you want them to write software or mission critical software for your enterprise?
Probably not.
Probably not, right? There's not a lot of trust in jobs that require a high degree of education and high reasoning, right?
Right.
But they're still people. And they still need some way to make an income. Like the average person just isn't technically minded or well educated, needs to have a path in life where they can be successful.
I 100% agree. They don't deserve a lesser life in any way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
That's crazy to think that they would. I also, this is part of why I think they shouldn't be voting. Like, you know,
Sure. I'm not a populist, and I'm not a fan of democracy, not direct democracy, anyways. Or in fact, democracy at all. It's always a fucking problem. Like everybody thinks what's the most fair. Well, if you're in the majority, I guess it seems that way.
Yeah, they forget the tyranny of the majority and that the mob is never smart. What they might want might not be what's best for them. Like one of my favorite lines in all the movies that I've ever seen is that Gladiator when he's trying to actually make some moves, and so he shows up at the games at the arena, and the one guy says, "It's funny to see you here lowering yourself with the people," and he says, "I've always been a man of or for the people, not of the people." Like you can be more informed and live a different life than the average person, but that doesn't mean you should look down on them. You should still be
Right on.
man.
As they say, desire is infinite, resources are not.
Yeah.
The tyrannical 51%. That's what I call it.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they can be fooled very easily. And most people don't care because most people literally at the end of the day just want supper, some sex, to punch out some kids that look like them, and then to go to bed in a warm place.
And don't forget that a lot of us have that in us where we want to see we're afraid of the one who's not like us, and we buy into, oh, that guy, a person, a country, whatever it is spooky, and we have it in us where we want to see some bad happen to some people. It's weird.
Mitchell, thank you for the can over on pilled.net. Much appreciated. Thank you.
I think if you want, I think that there's a distinguishment that needs to be had with that, because the problem is the liberal left has made it where any pride in your nation, especially in the United States, is a problem, and it's absolutely natural to be proud of the place that you live in and to think that's the best place to live. The only time that it becomes a problem is when get the fuck away from my fucking electric. When the cat tries to piss on your fucking damn plug-in thingy. The only time that becomes a problem is when that evolves into you need to go force your way and destroy another people because of them being different. Like,
well, both things are true, and both sides have it. Republicans like to see leftists do bad, and leftists like to see Republicans do bad.
well,
That's
I
the
wasn't
thing
saying that.
I
I
was
wasn't
talking
saying
about.
Republicans were
And
great. You know that, Joe.
yeah, I know, I know.
They just have a different thing that they attack. Like,
And the other second thing you said about the leftists have made it, because I think about this too, have made it a shame to be proud of your country. If you're gonna be honest, I mean, and we gotta be as fucking Americans. I'm sure that they're all proud, but I think that you want to be honest and you want to yell and say that, I don't like this particular thing and that particular thing as it comes out, that I'm not proud of the country. Usually when they're doing something stupid like a war or, some of the stupid shit that we do. I think of that shit. I know I'm not proud of a lot of the shit we do. I'm proud to be American. I never tell you niggas that. And that's the only time you'll hear from me. I'm proud of the country. And I actually fucking love the shit and the freedoms and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I got to call out the other side too. I got to call out the wrongs. I can't do the blind, one-sided mob mentality shit. America's always right shit.
You've got to make a distinguishment between the American government and the American people. And the American people are America. That is
not proud of American people, because all of them motherfuckers is, I'm sorry, not all of them, but they all on that nationalist board. We should go kill a bunch of Muslims. I don't like that.
The American people have been anti-war for as long as I can remember, Joe. In fact,
We've
the
been at war
anti-war-
for 95% of the 700
I
countries.
didn't disagree with that. I said the American people, sir.
Are
In
anti-war.
fact,
I
as
give
a
you that.
matter of fact, every candidate in the last 50 years that's came out as an anti-war candidate, including motherfucking Trump,
Including Trump.
yep, the people loved that
He got
candidate.
voted in on
Every
that platform, I thought. You
He
know
got
that, you know,
voted in on anti-war. The American public says we do not want this.
I think you're right. Every war turns unpopular. Yeah.
And gentlemen, money on the table. Thank you, Mitchell, over on pilled.net for the phone. Much appreciated, sir.
So I have a question on that too, on the anti-American sentiment. So if a person does feel as if they're not proud of America, should that be a fleeting or passing moment? Should it be temporary?
That's
Because
dope, Clay.
Yeah, because I mean, I see people with that on their heads for years and years, and they carry that sentiment.
That's
At
dope.
some point, they should, in my
That
opinion,
makes the distinction. That's where the distinction lies. Very good. Very good. Right. This is different. If the thing I'm saying is just a moment, a war or something, then they shouldn't hold on to it endlessly. If they've been doing it the entire time, that is probably a different type of motherfucker. Yeah.
that's what I would say.
Well, I mean, look, I have to go back to my DC trip here for a second. And
I did,
Clay.
and
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if you remember.
he is, when he gets here, you realize he's the most beautiful one on the panel. And he, must actually win. He is definitely.
No, I just reminding you. I was just reminding you. That's all.
Yeah, he's got to go pretty himself up and primp, and then he's going to come in looking fabulous.
Do it, do his hair. Project Cheney needs to click the link and come up here too. Cheney's in the chat. Mooney can come up too. The link's there. Anyway, the war is what the war is.
Yeah, Chris is coming up, Cheney.
The war is what
That's legit.
Try
the
again.
war is what the war is. But on my DC trip, other than having a medical problem, which I didn't realize I was having anyway, the TDS, the TDS, and Mitchell over on Pilled can vouch for this, and Clay can absolutely vouch for this. The TDS is real. I mean,
What's TDS?
Trump derangement syndrome.
It is.
Trump derangement syndrome. It is fucking real, man. I mean, I don't know.
Why
I
do
don't
you
know.
say I have a million examples? Let me hear some of yours. Why you say it's real?
Shall we show the little clip, Clay, of Trump derangement syndrome?
No, you should talk about it, but not show
You
it.
should say it first. Even if you were going to show it, you should just say it.
Yeah,
first.
you should not get don't even fill the audience in on what's in the clip. Just say, should we play the clip, and then don't play it. That's what you should do.
Okay, well, that's what we'll do. The clip contains a sign that is not appropriate for YouTube.
It actually is quite inappropriate, if you ask me.
Yes, I mean a family event they turned into. They turned into a protest, basically. A one-person protest. Other than the water bottles, the full water bottles being hurled at this guy's head and made contact 3 or 4 times that I counted, maybe Clay counted more, while I panned the camera over to it because I thought it was absolutely disgusting, vile, stupid, but funny as hell when the full water bottles were exploding on the guy's head. Then 2 minutes later, the guy was gone.
And not like it.
It kind
Like
of goes
being
against your
escorted
point,
off the
though.
property
Trump
by-
derangement syndrome is real, and it's only one motherfucker there with it. It seems like it's not really catching. If that's your example.
Well, no. The point,
You're
the
that
moral.
one fucking person was there and not like
Yeah, I
in a
was
line.
expecting some.
Like
The moral of the story.
Thing that wasn't doing the hand signal spins like, fuck that motherfucker.
Mitchell, thank you again for the fleet over on pill.net. Much appreciated. Thank you, sir. Boom.
Spin through the first bottle. Yeah. Fuck you.
No, I didn't. I
I
was
took the second bottle.
Clay through the third.
well, I mean, let's just put it this way. It was inappropriate to begin with. And number two, you know, Trump wasn't even looking. Okay.
He was so
He
far
didn't.
away from Trump that it would have been like, why?
Yeah.
Why? I mean,
You
like,
know,
if you're telling the guy,
can't imagine
I
letting
believe
something
that you
like
did this
close,
thing,
right?
right?
They wouldn't even let something like that
Huh?
come close, right?
no.
Right.
They had
It seems
a
like that could be a edge lord, someone trying to get famous more than someone who's genuinely believes it.
Oh, he got famous all right.
A lot
He
of us
got
perform
famous
that.
all right.
I think some of them genuinely believe this, Joe.
where did you end up putting?
But I also think that the part of the Trump derangement syndrome on the other side, like Spin, was super susceptible to that when we first met him. He fully was in the other side of Trump derangement syndrome, where Trump was his god, and it didn't matter what Trump said; it was the truth, no matter how ridiculous it was. Like Trump can literally fucking. I watched a thing with him like 3 or 4 days ago, and he said something can be short and something can be long at the same time. It's like,
He's
it's going to be short, but it's going to be long. It can be long inch because what the reporter pointed it out. The reporter's like, is it going to be short or long? He's like, something can be both short and long at the same time, which is literally you have broken logic, sir. You have broken logic. You're like, A can be B. A can be B. It's, I don't know what to tell you, people.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, that bear's mouth was much bigger than the big mouth. Bears, right?
Hey, Ben. In a joking disagreement, size, like time, is relative. However, measurements aren't relative. The size is. It's just a joke.
That's not what she said at all.
Measurements are subjective and arbitrary.
She said size matters.
Hold up.
I get comfort out of knowing that Spin, because Spin is lovable and all of that shit. I get comfort out of him being around Clay and Balderson. Mostly Clay because Clay's nice. Right? So, and he's got the wisdom and all that shit, but he's nice. And he needs a nice guy around.
No. What did you say?
And
What did you say at the
Balderman
beginning of that?
is
Spin is
next
what?
level physics shit. I think I said you're like lovable or something. And in the dark, I want to jump you all the time. So
He
when I'm not
interrupted
around,
Joe.
I didn't even hear it. I don't know if it's the phone I'm on or what. I didn't hear it. I saw the clip, but I didn't hear it. I'm like laughing.
I said he
I put-
interrupted Joe with Joe.
Yeah, right. But yes, and Balderson is he's got the good dope, right? The rare shit. So Spin, you're blessed to be next to that dude. He's just giving you lightweight versions of shit. I'm sure you've seen him go off somewhere and really get into what he believes. He's kind as well. I'm not really kind, so I'd be happy that you're surrounded by these two cats.
I'm mostly kind, but I've been trying to toughen Spin up. He was way too thin skinned when he first came in. You remember when he
Yeah,
like, lost
I
his
do.
shit? Because
And
like
Mitchell over on pill.net paid for a fleet. He wants to see Joe again.
you remember when he fucking lost his shit because what's his nuts? The
There you go,
fucking
Mitchell.
daughter daddy thing.
Oh, yeah. The Thorpes.
Yeah, the Thorpes fucking made fun of him, and Spin like lost his goddamn mind. Like Spin, you need.
I don't want to say it roast Spin, but it used to be pretty funny when you would come up and you'd be arguing something nobody was talking about. We're like, what are you fighting against?
The Thorpes are wildly fucking just insane.
There's something. I don't have. I'm pretty neutral to him. I don't like Grace very much, but that's for other reasons.
Hello, Chris
Oh.
Miner.
Yeah, the first time I ever met the Thorpes was off the I
Muted
believe
Rookie.
the,
Muted
No
Rookie.
podcast. But and
What the fuck is this? People are coming up here and they're trying to talk and they're muted all of a
Dude,
sudden.
nobody's been streaming this month. It's been too fucking hot, and people have shit to do. And
That's
on
my bad.
vacation.
I was in settings.
what the hell?
Equalize it. It's just my left
yeah,
ear.
equalize that shit,
Yeah.
bro. I thought God
You
was
have your
supposed to
settings
be in my
set
ear for a
to-
second.
To left alone.
Wait, is it too loud?
No, it's not too
No,
loud, but it's only in
Yeah.
one ear. You're coming in only in the left
Your
side.
balance. Your balance.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
balance
let
is
me
off.
see.
Thorpes
Yeah.
have a documentary. What the fuck?
Yeah, let me
Better?
ask you a question quick.
Perfect.
Have you ever saw
What?
that movie, The Possession, with that dude that plays Negan off The Walking Dead? He starred as the father in the
The
movie
possession.
Possession.
I don't think so.
Damn. Well, that's what Ben Thorpe looks like.
Okay.
But yeah,
You don't have to think about it
I
too
think
much.
they're both fucking. I think they're both kind of out there.
The one time I really thought I enjoyed Thorpe. I normally don't care for him, even if I don't think he's actually doing that. I think they leave it ambiguous in order to cause like Jerry Springer type drama.
Same.
You know?
Yeah, I don't believe the rumors.
Yeah.
I mean, they get really weird and gross with it sometimes, but
But it's always ambiguous. They always
Yeah.
like it's like they sit and think of ways to make you able to jump to that conclusion without
Exactly.
saying it. You know, like but even
Uh-huh.
if they're not doing it, I find that gross and despicable, and I just don't want nothing to do with them. But at the Sam Tripoli debate, you stop. At the Sam Tripoli debate thing, at the after party, Thorpe was fucking hilarious because he was walking out and he had it out with Rob Knorr in the after party. And then as Thorpe was leaving, just because he was leaving, he just decided he was done. Some smart ass that was apparently trying to show off for Rob Knorr's like, yeah, walk away. And Thorpe walks back over and walks right up to the dude and gets like crazy uncomfortably close to him. And that dude's only up to like Thorpe's like right here. And he just looks down at him. He's like, what? And then just stood there in this guy's fucking, space and just towered over him and calmly talked at him. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I think he's like 6'6" or 6'7" or something like that. He's a big fucking guy. I'm 6'3" and he would tower over me.
You need
Yeah.
to fucking run up the beanstalk, fucking sauerkraut.
Bro, I'm probably like 2 feet taller than you. Italians aren't known to be tall, bro.
More than that.
I'm okay. Yeah, you're in the wheelchair. When
That's
you
'cause
stand
they're
up,
the
you might be about
Dingleberry
5'8".
of Europe. They're the dingleberries of Europe. When you get up to
6 foot.
actual Europe, where the actual part, that's where you find the 6'5" blonde people and things like Erling Haaland. Or like all the guys from Iceland, like the mountain and shit.
Crowd keeps fucking with me. He's gonna have a fucking bounty again, the bastard.
I apologize, Spin.
Thank you, Mitchell, for the ship over on pilled.net.
Come on, Spin. Wheels down, toes up.
He hasn't been picked on in a couple weeks. Because
No.
I felt bad for him. He got all thin-skinned again and shit. You got to get some calluses on that. Do we need to get Ben Thorpe on here?
No, but I'm gonna tell you what, Ben and Grace Thorpe, they're not doing too good.
No. I
What
saw that.
happened?
Really?
I guess they lost their place and all that, and they were living out of like a Winnebago or something together.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They've done that before.
That actually sucks. I actually
does
feel
suck.
bad.
No, that's rough stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going to cheer somebody's hardship in the flesh world, whatever our positions might be here in the panelverse.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody deserves to live decent. So
Yep.
Hey,
I called it. I called it. Did you see his comment, Joe? joke just came through. He said
Is
it's
that the first time the whole
I
panel
called it,
agreed
didn't I?
with something?
Yeah,
Phone overheated?
on this. This is also part of what just disgusts me. That basically he pimps his daughter out, and even if he's not doing it, he basically kind of pimps her sexuality out. And I'm like, dude,
It's
like
cringe.
that is not my relationship with my daughter nor my granddaughters. Like
Yeah.
straight up, the reason that my granddaughter feels like nothing in the world is going to hurt her and everybody is her friend. My daughter did also, and my daughter didn't realize till she was older. That's because while she was looking away from me, and I was like,
So,
you know, like,
so I have a so I have a question for Cameron.
Yep.
You're so vocal in the fucking chat. Now you're here. Start talking.
Guys, y'all are talking about the Thorpes. I don't know who the Thorpes are, and I don't care.
that is
I
fair.
don't like
Okay,
them
that's
from what
fair.
Ben said.
Fair. Not-
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go back. Let's go back to the Trump. Prompt. Jesus Christ.
Before you
TPS
get
thing?
into it, if you're calling this out, Spin, I don't want to hear you cry when he talks his
I'm
shit.
not. I'm not going to cry.
Hey, your skin better thicken up real quick.
Go back to the prompt, Cameron. You got so much shit to say in the chat. Come on.
Which part do
waiting.
you want to hear? Which part do you want to hear?
I don't want to hear some leftist propaganda bullshit. I want your true opinion on Trump's war escalation and TDS, right and left.
And
I
also,
want to hear your opinion.
All right.
Also, Cameron, don't hold back your opinion, but also stay away from words like either say SA or something of that nature. You sometimes tend to use the other words, and
Yeah, I'm
YouTube
sorry.
doesn't like it. So stay
Yeah,
away
well.
from that shit because I won't protect you on that, man.
Nope. And if he does, I'll kick him out of the panel.
No pressure, Cameron.
I know. Can I go now? I'm just asking if everyone's done.
Have
Go
at
ahead.
it, bro. Have
Go
at it.
ahead. Have at it.
So, the war escalation, I kind of agree that, I mean, it's like an escalation, but both, as Ben said, both sides have been firing, so there's all that, which I don't agree with, like, either side firing. I think it should just be, like, you know, it should be over. Best way they can find out how, you know? I don't know. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I think it was failed as soon as we didn't like actually overthrow the regime. Sure, we killed its top leaders, but the regime still exists and is in power in Iran, and we're not gonna get that out without a ground invasion, which would be so much worse. So many more casualties. They're built into the country. They're surrounded by mountains. The only way in would be through Afghanistan, which is right now Taliban control. So we could get Afghanistan back. It would just be ridiculously expensive. So I just think it's fair at this point, other than like just like making the civilians suffer with like bombings and like sanctions and blocking the
Sound
ports.
like he thought this shit out.
Like
man.
I mean, they're gonna suffer underneath. They're gonna suffer underneath the regime, no doubt. But I'm just saying this is causing unnecessary suffering when they know they're not gonna get the end goal of removing the regime. We knew this all the way back in 2002. There was a war game that they did invading Iran, and American generals had to cheat, had to bring up their navy. They had to like revive their navy and take away the control of the Strait of Hormuz to win. And that was in 2002, and it caused the general to literally quit because he believed they were using it to be like, oh look, we can beat Iran. There's and the TDS. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of like, there are liberals who have TDS. I'm not gonna disagree with that. But I think there are a lot of people on the right too who will like stop at nothing to like, just like defend Trump for no reason.
Support anything that he says it does.
Like I've seen.
Whoa, what was that?
Oh, this one just had kittens and she just chased Matcha across.
Oh, just surprising. I just wanted to correct you on one thing, Cameron. We do not have to go through Afghanistan. Iran also borders Saudi Arabia and Iraq.
Yeah, but there's big mountains.
And you don't
There's
think
a
we
whole
can't?
mountain range
You don't,
except
and you
for
don't
one
think we
little-
can't send our ground troops over that fucking mountain?
Boy,
No, because they have the mountains heavily fortified.
That's a tall fucking statement, man. You don't know how that's historically. Very few times has that ever happened historically, and it worked out a couple for sure because nobody expects that shit because it's not a good plan. Like nobody would do that. It's dumb.
Plus, they all
I'm
in
not
them
saying it's a good.
mountains,
I'm not saying it's a good plan or it's a bad plan, but you know,
We could also just launch across the strait from UAE, Oman. Like, there's all kinds of places we could
You're right.
get into Iran from. We're not restricted to going through Afghanistan.
The big issue that, and this is something most people don't think of when they go to war, and it's honestly what actually won World War II more than anything else is the infrastructure trying to support the troops and trying to keep that up with the troops. Famously, the Germans used what was called a blitzkrieg attack, which was fabulous. Before they even were able to entrench themselves in, they've already been overrun. And that's a fantastic fucking way to do it, except for your
supply line.
infrastructure has to be able to keep up, to keep you supplied, keep your guys in the medical, all that kind of thing. And that's where the hard part comes in. Most people don't realize for every one soldier that's doing fighting, it takes 9 other soldiers to take care of all the business that he needs in order to make him able to
And
fight.
don't forget, if regime change is the goal, you got to put another half dozen soldiers for every one person on land, on the ground.
Oh,
if you're
holding
gonna,
land is so hard.
yes, another
hard.
6 extra people per person.
Oh, also one more thing. They spent their entire existence as a country preparing like their military for invasions and like their style of warfare. Like they decentralized their entire military. So
And what's the
Everybody
last war
told
they
them.
fought was against Iraq, and they lost.
yeah, but
It's all
against
about their moves. It
142
ain't a-
countries.
Against no, it was Iran versus Iraq. It was Iran
Oh,
versus.
sorry. I thought you said America versus.
It's not
Iraq.
like
No.
we didn't have a hand in that.
Yeah, of course
though.
they lost. Yeah.
and,
No, of course we had a
and
hand
money
in it.
on
We
the
don't
table,
like
gentlemen.
Iran.
But we don't have to
we
win.
did at one
They don't have to win. All they have to do is keep the straight shut. They can just, as long as they take a beating and keep people scared to go through the straight, that's a victory for them.
And we don't have to regime change in Iran as long as people continue buying oil using the dollar and not the yuan.
Right.
Well, that's the only reason.
But then
we're
they
doing
can just
regime
enforce it
change.
as
It's
soon
the
as
only
like
reason-
we leave. It's infinite.
It's the only reason we've ever done regime change. All the rest of the reasons are bullshit. The original regime change that we helped put on was because Iraq tried to renationalize their oil and because the British were taking the lion's share of the money for their oil at one point in time. And
Are you
then
talking about the second Iraq invasion?
no, I'm talking about
No, he's
I'm
talking about
the
Iran.
original- When I'm talking about Iran. I'm
Oh,
talking about
Iran. I'm sorry. I thought you said Iraq.
They did say Iraq. I thought it
And
was
money on the table, gentlemen. Mitchell, thank you again for the shades over on pill.net. Thank you.
Spin, you gotta
Gentlemen, back
stop
to you.
doing that shit in the middle of sentences. We talked about this. Let it
Forgot.
at least let a sentence stop, dude.
Forgot. Sorry.
Do you remember what you were saying?
Yeah, Iran originally the kerfuffle with Iran was that Iran, the lion's share of their oil was getting just taken by the British. And again, because Britain's good for that kind of thing. It's part of why most of the world hates Britain. Like the most universal celebrated holiday in the world is freedom from Britain. Fucking so nobody likes them assholes. And then we joined in and helped tame Iran back down because they wanted their own stuff. They had a very popular populist president who was going to renationalize
Oh,
that.
speaking of, I got one
And-
for you, Baltus, and I want. Go ahead if you're not done. I want your opinion. I got something. I just
And
thought
so
of.
we started involving ourselves in their system. But when we did, we're like, oh yeah, Britain also a piece of that oil money, that's ours too. And so this has been a fight that we've been provoking for years and years, trying to steal. And these people are just like, no, we want our own money.
Ben, you said
Go
a
ahead, Bill.
populist, very populist guy. Did you see the photos and videos of the dead leader going down the street? They're reporting that this is the biggest gathering of human beings ever of all times on the planet. Every time I hear that, it's on all the
Reported
news
by who?
stations. The guy, the
The
Khomeini,
Ayatollah.
that guy,
I
Ayatollah.
know what you're
the-
talking about, but who's doing the reporting? Who's saying this is the biggest event or collection?
I've
of
heard it
humans?
like 3 times
I
when I
didn't,
saw the
I didn't ask for a
coverage.
count. I said who said it.
Oh shit! I don't know. I watch everything. I don't
Wait,
even know.
I'll look it up later. I can look
Yeah.
it up.
I got to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me because here's an interesting fact, Bubba, and here's an interesting fact. While the rest of the world is severely suffering from a birth rate drop off, where they're not having a replacement rate, if you look in the last 50 years, Iran has grown by leaps and bounds. Right now they're finally slowed down, but they've grown by leaps and bounds. And we didn't just knock out some political leader. We're knocking out religious leaders. And all this is creating martyrs. and
Yes, that's where I
galvanizing.
was going with it. It doesn't matter if it's the largest crowd, just the fact that it is attracting a crowd this big. Think of all the fucking people in those crowds, all the enemies now in there. If the crowd is anywhere near as big as they say, it doesn't have to be the biggest. But when you bring in crowds like that, that means they love him and they hate the guy who killed him. That means that we've probably created endless fucking new Al Qaeda, different Mossad groups, or not Mossad, they on our side.
I think those
Whoever.
are the other sect.
Yeah, not Al Qaeda's. I can't think of the name of these groups. Mujahideen, all these groups we say
Yeah.
we hate. We just created another
The
2 dozen of them.
Mujahideen is crazy.
Dude, I actually heard a Republican speaker who's very against this, and he said from their perspective, basically, what we're effectively doing is while these groups might not like each other, they hate us more.
Yes,
So we're galvanizing these groups that normally would be more infighting, and
Yeah.
they're focusing their infighting on us because we keep doing all this bullshit, and so we're galvanizing the people is what we're doing.
I saw American Reporter. I think it was CNN was there because the people were protesting the government over there in Iran, and they were fired up. So the CNN thought they can come in there and be like, "Yeah, man, we hate them. What'd they do? Why y'all hate them?" You were like, "Yeah, they suck. We hate them, but you know we hate more. You get the fuck out of here. We hate you, Americans. You the only motherfuckers we hate more." I'm paraphrasing, and chased them out of there. They tried to, I don't know, third party some shit, and they wasn't interested. They like, fuck y'all too.
Yeah. It's like when two enemies are hanging out, and all of a sudden a cop walks up, and they're like, both of them are like, "Fuck you, though."
Exactly right.
Like, I'll lie for this guy now. Like, like, oh no, he wasn't doing that shit. I'll lie for him now.
Oh, we gotta do the ICE shit. I hear that they're stopping ICE from being able to stop vehicles. Generally speaking, in very few cases, they'll still be able to stop. But generally speaking, ICE can no longer stop vehicles because
Look,
it killed
killing
another two
more
people in the way.
Oh, that's rough.
Poor Trump, he fired everybody that he had that stink on them, right? Christy Nome and all of that. He fired every one of them and hired a new guy. And this guy got 2 bodies in the first week. I know in 1 week. I know Trump like, motherfuck.
Dude, you want to know
God damn it.
You want to know how dirty Christy Nome is, dude?
Mm.
Hey, she was the governor of South Dakota, and the people of South Dakota went and put medical marijuana on the ballot. They went and got enough signatures
Right.
of the populace to force it on the ballot.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing for hemp.
Yeah.
Christy Nome vetoed all that shit.
Wow.
And
Fuck what the people
vetoed
say.
it. Said even though the vote passed overwhelmingly, she vetoed it.
Wow.
Like, yeah, and then the hemp one went back in front of the Senate. They put
Right.
it back in front of her. She vetoed it again, and she said, "Oh, my police won't be able to tell the difference between hemp and marijuana." Like, well,
Wow.
that kind of sounds like a training problem to us, lady. Like, we want this industrial use thing that we can use as a cash crop that South Dakota in South Dakota they have to fight hard to keep that from growing. And so like when you try to grow it, holy shit.
Rather than keep you from growing this stuff that you can use and so, they'd rather punish everybody and take that ability away from them on the, just so they can keep up their racket of arresting motherfuckers for weed, which they should give up anyway.
Yeah, that's what she did, and straight vetoed the public's, even all those people that love and believe in democracy. We usually don't vote on actual laws, but in this case, the public forced it, and she said no.
Here's another very interesting thing. Finally, I think it was today, ICE finally put out a statement, either this morning or yesterday sometime. I think it was this morning. And it said that the officers were pulled over a vehicle that was not the target of the subject of the target of the subject. The vehicle fled, and the officers fired at it. What was very interesting was that they didn't add nothing like they tried to ram ICE vehicles, they tried to run over an ICE agent. They put none of that in this. This is the first time they ever did. He was protecting a life. He saved motherfuckers. Their own statement didn't include none of that. I found that so interesting. And then they put up that thing a couple hours later, so it would have been a day where they can't stop cars anymore. Interesting. So nothing ain't changed the heart of
I
nothing.
hate that
But
lives are getting lost and people are being hurt.
yeah.
But I got to tell you, inside me, I'm a little gleeful that the federal overreach with trying to go into the states and have a law enforcement agency that functions in the states so heavily. I'm super happy that's not panning out for them.
Yes, I know.
I wouldn't have chose that cost though. I wouldn't have chosen that cost, but
right.
It is galvanizing the American people against ICE, and everybody knows it.
Seems like that's the only way we move is when tragedy occurs. Motherfuckers like me and you get up here and say this shit all day long. No one pays attention. And no one cares. And then, a couple motherfuckers get killed. Now suddenly everybody's galvanized.
If it wasn't the tragedies, then what would be the problem?
Yes,
business going on is normal.
Yes, and it'd be escalating. They'd be.
But it wouldn't be if it was just if nothing was bad was happening, as you say.
No. What I'm saying, the business where a ticket was $100, it'd be $150 next year. It just go on as usual and get more and more worse slowly. If there's no tragedy to bring attention to it and have a motherfucker have to halt. And nothing changed. They didn't have a change of heart. They'll institute a couple policies to satisfy motherfuckers. They'll go back to business as usual.
Yeah, you got to admit, no matter what situation is, you give the government an inch, they take a fucking mile.
Yeah, and it never goes all the way back, ever.
I'm a fan of small government.
You're not
COVID shit. Kind of preaching the choir here. I don't want to give the government any more power than it absolutely needs.
Agreed, Ant.
But I'm also not an anarchist. I'm not somebody who thinks we can exist without a government. Like, I think that's a very silly utopian idea that doesn't work.
Yeah, I think that's a thing for the young and like you said,
and the
utopian dreamers.
The Talcots.
I mean, I
have to watch him one day. I didn't know he was into that shit. I thought he was just into like the Bible stuff, and I can't.
No, he's in that free society. Everybody get everything for free. If you want a Benz, somebody supposed to bring it to you. I'm like, who gonna make this shit, Jack? Everybody's gonna be so happy they're just gonna turn up for work anyway and produce all these things out of the happiness. So get the fuck out of here.
To have that society, the part that they never want to bring up is the difference that the public would have to make. That we would have to be a very responsible, self-reliant, self-accountable public
Yes,
that's
accountable.
extraordinarily mature as a
Yes.
people, and we're
Yes.
not. We're not.
It's because in a capitalist society, whoever takes the most shortcuts or hurt the most people or shorts the most people, he always gets ahead. So no, we're not going to be our best selves when
The
one
only
person
problem, the other
hop in
problem
there
in
and
our society is the people that don't want to do anything, don't want to take any accountability for themselves, would rather
Right.
live off the system and everything else. You can't have any of these people in order to have even a resemblance of
But
anarchy. And when I say anarchy, I mean the whole tagline
no
of
governor, no
no
governors,
rule, no rulers,
rulers,
not
yeah.
no rules. That
And
doesn't
it's
mean no rules, but in order for you to be able to live without a ruler and still live by rules, that means everybody has to be accountable for themselves.
and that's
And I
the
cannot
problem.
imagine that
Most
group of people.
most people, even adults that I know, even in this day and age, everything's someone else's fault. Every
Right,
fucking thing is someone else's fault.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, I
so
mean,
I
it's
can't
just
imagine a group, a whole nation of people so self-accountable and responsible and moral that they don't
Right.
need some type of overseer to keep the line.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't imagine.
Right.
Maybe Atlantis, and then those people.
You know, what's the place where
Yeah.
Thor lives? Fucking
Yeah,
Odin
you,
lives.
Valhalla?
you need a total understanding of natural law
Asgard,
by
sorry.
everyone, and
Asgard,
then
thank you. Yes.
you need sustainable understanding of natural law by everyone in society.
Very good.
It
Sustainable.
would never be sustainable. Just like Atlantis, the story
Yeah.
of
Does seem
Atlantis.
like dream shit, right?
Yeah, it's utopian dreamer shit. It's something
Well,
that an idealist would like to, and of course, we all would like to move toward the best society. But but to try and change to anarchy without pre-making the rest of that, that's absolutely foolishness. That's just going to lead to destruction. And
I agree.
actually, it's going to lead to a system where we're going to have a ruler that is singular. It's going to be a warlord type
Iron
situation. where
hand.
warlord-
Yes.
because people are going to
Yes.
give up the government, which is the thing protecting them, because they're not ready for their own sovereign decision. Lucas.
Well,
He's a-
look at China during their whole period with the child emperor before that whole imperial system collapsed.
Wasn't it 2 years?
Something like that? It wasn't. I mean, it goes
over-
fast.
He was.
Oh yeah,
He was. Sorry, go.
he was very young. Yeah, he assumed the throne when he was like 2 or 3.
Oh my
Um,
god. I
Yeah,
don't remember
yeah.
that.
He wasn't ruling China. He just sat on the throne.
Of course.
But
He was overthrown
during
literally
that
like
time-
2 years later.
But during the time, because the government was so weak and there was nobody really guiding it, it allowed all these regional warlords to pop up and start
Right.
controlling those areas themselves.
That's what would
Yeah.
happen. Exactly.
And
Look at a map of warlord China. It's crazy.
I'm
Look at
also
Chicago.
an advocate of small government, but small government and no government are two very
Yes.
different things.
Yes.
small government just means it's limited. It
Mhm.
doesn't, it's
Um,
not spending beyond its means all the time, and it's not trying to be a Swiss Army knife. It
Small
does its job.
government.
And
the guy who makes decisions for me and my people, I'll see him at the grocery store getting gas, or I'll
that's
see him
local
around.
government, not small government.
Well, small government, I'll see that guy somewhere. Whenever it gets so big that he's insulated, now it's way too big.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying like when the government gets so large, like you don't actually know the people
I
in
can't
it.
see that guy in,
Gotcha.
in normal
I
life
thought-
anymore.
My bad. I thought you were like trying to say like small government was just local government. No.
No.
Because you can have like a large government at a local scale. Look at what's going on in New York and Seattle right now.
Well, God,
Big,
these are cities.
massive governments, but they're local. They're city governments. They're not.
Yeah, these are
they're-
city states.
Yeah.
Realistically, compared to like when you start looking at elections, it stands out the most where these
True.
dots will decide the entire state.
Yeah, in Washington, it's Seattle and Olympia.
Yeah. Yeah, California, at Sacramento, LA, and the Bay.
What
Don't-
about Trump? I hear he's girl, I can't remember. He's doing something. Oh, he probably gave a speech today. You guys might have aired it. Y'all air everything. Did Trump give a speech talking about new election and shit, and beating the drum about the stolen election shit again? He was
I didn't hear
about
that.
Yeah, they've
I'm
been
sorry, I didn't
announcing
hear
that he was going to do it. I was wondering if he did, and if you guys had opinion. I'm wondering what could he have new. All of his court
I
cases are
did
pretty
hear
shitty.
some of it. The thing that he was drumming against in that was the mail-in ballots, and he was saying
Yeah, I
that
know he's
no
gonna
other
hit that too.
system has mail-in ballots because of the likelihood of cheating in the mail-in ballot system. Nobody
Yeah,
else
There
does.
is no easier
Evidence.
system to corrupt than mail-in ballots. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
you would seem that's what I would think. But if you're to believe the statistics, this shit's more effective than the motherfucker showing up in person.
that's not what
Yeah.
I've seen. I've looked at some studies
Apparently,
that say the exact
every-
opposite of that.
This is what they say.
I'll see if I can find them for you,
can
but
never trust
all
them.
right
But
now.
they say FBI analyst goes over every single vote that he has to clear it and all of that bullshit. And the frauds that they counted, it was like stupid, like 140 across a couple years in some place. Really low numbers. If he's not coming in there with some evidence, I don't care that it could. Because I know you're doing it greedily because you feel like Democrats vote so and so. You're just trying to win. You're thirsty on some still election shit. I don't give a fuck about that part. If you have some logic, then I'll follow. Prove to me that there's some mass mail-in ballot shit going on. The guy in Colorado, he said this. I feel like I heard it wrong. He said 98%
Did
of
you
that
just
shit is mail-in
ignore
ballots.
all the ballot harvesting videos that came out in 2020 and 2021?
No,
Like,
I thought I watched them all.
They go around. They literally will pick up these fucking ballots, help them fill it out, if not fill it out for them.
Yeah.
And it goes on all through these big cities. It's been a
Yes,
practice
and
for a long ass time.
apparently, when it goes through to some FBI,
How much of an effect it is, I don't know. But to say it's not happening is dishonest.
No, not to say it's not happening. I'm saying it's happening extremely low numbers. They keep track of the numbers.
Yeah. You said like 134.
Let's lay out the real situation.
It's probably a lot less than 100 number I just gave.
But
It's
let's
probably
lay
a lot
out the
less than
real
that.
situation though here, fellas. The problem is the anomaly in the 2020 election. Because no matter what anybody wants to say, statistics are statistics for a reason.
What was the
And
anomaly?
anomaly in that election, and it was giant.
What was
Fucking
the anomaly?
giant. 20 that there was 18 million more votes for the Democrat. Like if you look at the historical line of it's always went up slightly. It always went up on both sides. How many voters vote for each side? And that year it went from this fairly gradual progressive slope to like that, and it jumped 18 million votes. And then when you look at the percentage of mail-in votes comparative to that, you start ferreting out a story that, while not proven, it makes a lot. It holds a lot of fucking water.
Couple questions. I heard the same shit happen with Obama. Whatever the normal amount of people that vote, it went crazy up. Do we know a number for the Obama shit?
Here, I'll look it up right now, dude. It's a very specific, steady chart up until the 2020 election. Obama was the most at one point in time, but that's been happening every presidency for a number of years, where everyone is the most, but never 18 million jump.
Yeah, I wonder if it was in the millions. Then go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Ben, after you pull that up, I just want to ask Cool a couple of questions.
Go ahead and ask him now.
You can't while looking. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I think we all know by now. Nothing against you, Ben, but Ben he doesn't have TDS, but he criticizes Trump, so he wouldn't be suggesting there may have been fraud for that 2020 election, because he has no benefit to suggest there may have been. You know what I mean?
I dig it, and I appreciate you saying that, and it wouldn't change my stance any, because I need to see evidence every time.
I'm just saying, Ben is literally a neutral party in the situation.
I
It's
hear
not-
you, and
not-
I appreciate you.
If Ben was saying the things Ben was saying, he might have a biased opinion because he's more of a Trump supporter. Even
But great,
Trump supporter.
great claims require great evidence, and
Well, this is my question. I'm going to ask you.
yeah. Oh, I'm
Do
sorry.
you think, and this has a point, so bear with me. Do you think
Okay.
Trump is liable for the claims that he was held in court for?
Which one, with the chick or the or
Yeah,
some other claims?
with the chick.
Yeah, I think he was liable for the claim. I don't even remember what they were. Yes, because he lied and was like, I never met her and shit like that. So yeah, whatever it is, he's probably.
Okay.
And they tried
Yeah,
to
well,
pay and catch
yeah.
the story. Yeah, it's probably
All right,
guilty.
well,
of.
you said he's liable, so we're not going to go into that because that's totally separate.
Okay.
Why I asked that is, do you think it's possible there could have been fraud for the 2020 elections?
I think there's fraud in every election, and I don't believe that they will put it in our idiot hands personally. However, I don't see evidence of, which is all I'm talking about. And I watched all the cases, Trump's own evidence. He brought, I forgot how many. You guys probably know, 70 some cases. I watched maybe the first 30 of them that he brought, because the first evidence you bring is your best evidence. It got laughed out the court, even by some judges that he appointed. All of it was horrible, and I even, because I'm an idiot, I've read a bunch of the shit that they were saying. Those lawyers are embarrassing themselves. The judges were tearing them new assholes. Are you telling me you brought me in here when you have no evidence? It was horrible. So if this is the type of evidence they present, I'm gonna need to see some for myself.
I mean, yeah, I think Ben might have the stats right quick. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh yeah, I got it. It just takes a second to wade through the bullshit. The
I'm
internet's
sure.
gotten so bad with they
I know, right? I
the
want to do
information's still out
search
there,
engine.
but you must dig.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I give up a lot of times, man. Google is worthless. When
I
you-
swear, I swear to God that all the algorithms have now started feeding you the things you are not looking for like the first 3 pages.
Yes, I would agree, bro. I'd be like, y'all intentionally know what the fuck I'm asking. Y'all intentionally steering me to something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
it's gotten
agree.
real bad. Like it was easier back in the fucking 90s, like using like fucking Metacrawler and shit like that.
Shit.
Copy.
Well, if Trump, let me think. Let's assume that it went up some massive percentage. Does that mean fraud? It would certainly be a good indicator. Wouldn't be a good evidence enough alone. I'd need more.
Oh, that
Wait,
won't copy.
Joe, I have a question though.
Yeah.
How do I do this?
Does it matter that it was during a pandemic where they told you to stay inside and vote mail-in?
I was wondering if that didn't hurt Trump because he ended up spending. Not
Well-
only did he go ahead, I'm sorry, but I thought
No,
maybe
you can
that
go.
I thought that hurt Trump as well. Maybe that's why everybody voted against him, because he did so poorly and everybody was blaming a pandemic on him. And yes, of course, once people would have found out that they can do that through the mail-in, they're going to be lazy now and going to mail in every fucking time.
Well, no, I mean, like, there were little ads telling people to do mail-in instead of going to, like, a voting thing because of the pandemic.
You're
Because of the
right. You're right. I remember around here, people would still stand in them lines. Now, after the pandemic, that's not a thing anymore. I used to go get footage of because I thought it was great because the lines would be so long to vote, and that's not a thing anymore. So that's interesting.
Why won't this pull up for sharing?
Ant took it down, Ben. It's not
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry. It wasn't relevant anymore. It was just a map of Iran. I was gonna. People were caring.
Oh
for
no,
their
that's
shows.
not. I was trying to. I have. That wasn't me. That was somebody else. I have this thing pulled up showing the spike in.
Well, I mean, why argue about how you could get into Iran when you could just look?
The map.
well, I'm trying
See
to
what-
just hit share, so I got pulled up on Telegram, and I'm hitting the share.
I
share
like the going
screen,
across the street. Shit.
and nothing's coming up.
That'd
Here
be
we go.
good.
Here we go. This one? No, this one.
Fucking
Well,
hour trip.
it's-
They can
It's
invade.
just that but you have to go across and land.
Did that work?
which are vulnerable
Yeah,
and
we
slow.
see something. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see this bump over here that's kind of in the center. This is the Obama years where you had a little spike because Obama was Black Jesus.
Right.
And you see that it's
Which
kind
one
of
is Obama? Which
it's
one
held
is
pretty
Trump?
it's held pretty steady. Where that's that small like dimple here on the left. This is where you see that. And then in 2020 you see this like I said, basically, almost fucking vertical spike.
Yeah,
That spike was fucking 18 million on the Democrat side and 2 million on the Republican side, which you can through projections, it's been going up every year, especially with the drives to rock the vote for the young and all that shit. So there's been a rise in voting turnouts anyways, but the anomaly of an 18 million voter difference turnout in one election, like the extraordinary spike in that would have gotten your knees broken fucking in Vegas for sure.
I gotta tell you that the numbers were blurry. I didn't understand if one of them represented Obama, one of them represented Trump.
One represented Republicans. It was the last 50 years, Joe.
Okay.
So one
It
was
was 50
Republicans,
years.
one was Democrats, and you
Was
could
it
see.
mail-in voting?
No, it was all voting.
It was all voting, and the spike and how it's been going up.
Yes. Well, exactly. And you can
Well,
see, and
I
actually
would-
it's interesting because even during that period, you can see where as a country where we've fallen off, like in the 90s, in the 90s, we all remember that was kind of an era where nobody cared about government. Voter turnout dropped, but it was voter turnout on both sides. So you saw that dip. And then there was the Clinton Bush administration where they had we're socially liberal but economically conservative, and they just pulled the wool over everybody's eyes for like a 12-year period. And you saw it dip again because nobody wanted like the Gore Bush debate.
Right.
That was horribly unpopular.
Right.
And then the Obama, he was the liberal Jesus. So that one was a very big voter turnout. But you saw it.
Trump is polarizing, and it mirrored Democrat and Republican. If I'm reading it correctly now, it was just more Democrat. But the spike was there for.
The spike was 18 million new voters went into the Democrat side. I'm not saying that both sides shouldn't have grown. They should have. Both sides. That was the trend. But when one side then suddenly, and you saw the spike, that's not a little spike, bro. That's not the Obama is the liberal Jesus. And nobody can even see what I'm doing with my fingers because you are in the way. It's not the little Obama bump like this. It was for old white Joe Biden, who 3 times had failed to fucking even make.
And nobody voted for Biden. It was against Trump that people hated. That's the only reason people came out. Nobody liked Kamala or Biden.
18 million. No matter what you say, nothing accounts for that anomaly of 18 million new voters.
I don't know. I wish I could see the numbers.
Statistically, dude, that is an anomaly that would get your legs broke in Vegas if you were playing cards.
The polls didn't even show that. Like, if you actually went to the polls prior to the election, it would show that they were pretty much even. And so all of a sudden now you've got to jump. And with numbers like that, I mean, who needs liars?
Yeah, Joe, it is an anomaly. Yeah. And again, Ben, I don't want to correct me if I'm wrong. Ben is not a fan of Trump. He doesn't have TDS.
No, I think he's a fucking disaster.
No, I heard you say that the first 4 times. Really, I'd be listening, and I told you I'd take that into consideration. You're not understanding. I don't do trust me, bro, at all. If it's my mom up there, you co-sign it. It's just not something I do. I got to see it for myself. I'm Googling shit now.
That was the MIT numbers that I pulled up, Joe, just so you know. The actual website was MIT Election Lab.
Very good.
That was what I put on the screen, brother.
Yeah, no. Also, Joe, the reason why I stated that again is because people in the chats are saying Ben is looking, he's looking to find the lies. Like, what lies? Ben has no reason to lie. He's looking up statistics, and it is an anomaly. If I'm even saying that fucking word correctly, I feel like I'm mispronouncing it. But yeah, it
Cinnamon?
was, huh?
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon?
Say Rubik's Cube.
Store. I could say Rubik's Cube.
Say D's.
Hell no, I'm not an idiot.
Well, you are, but you were smart enough not to fall for that.
Gentlemen. just
Okay, here we
real-
got the number. Here's the exact number. The election before, there were 137 million. In 2020, it was 154 million. So it's less than 20 million, and that would include Democrat
It was
and Republican.
It's about 13 million. Still a lot of people.
But it can't be 18 million, all Democrats. Okay. He never made that claim. He just say, okay. He just said more
No,
people.
Extra
Yeah, I didn't make
voters.
the claim at all that Republicans didn't also gain. I said that above and beyond, where it's an anomaly, the Democrats gained above and beyond what had ever historically even come close to.
So there were 137 million voters
How many people?
altogether
In 2016.
in 2016, and then in the
Yeah.
next year, it was
154.
154. So
That's about
that's 20
17 million.
million extra
That's
voters
what I'm saying.
already. I'm not. Don't even care who's voting for who. Supposedly, there's already something in my mind saying that 20 million plus.
No, it's
Well, it's
17
more
million.
like 17 or
Like
yeah.
because
137 to
let's do the-
154 is 17, not 20.
Okay,
Thank
it's
you,
still
Eddie.
20. It's still. I don't care. I don't care the number. Okay, it's an average number. I hate it when people do that shit. When I average things off for you, and you go, "Wait a minute, no, it was 16.5."
That's not averaging.
You took 3
Rounding.
million extra votes in there.
Bro,
It's
I
a
don't
difference.
care.
That's
Okay,
not
stop correcting me.
rounding,
Stop
not
correcting
averaging.
me. I can be wrong all day, but as soon as you start correcting me, then you look stupid, just like I do. Okay, because it wasn't that number that you just gave either, sir. It was actually some 17,129,000, whatever the fuck extra number it is. So if you can correct me, I can
Working
sit
with the
here and do
number I was
same thing.
given.
It's
I
full.
wasn't given
It's super.
that much precision.
Go ahead.
Just given
Because I'm
154 million,
precise numbers.
137 million.
I've been sitting
Gee,
here
what's the
just
difference there?
listening
Okay, so
and not even saying nothing, and it's just so annoying. Is all I'm saying. It's just like super annoying when you sit there and go, "Wait a minute, no, you're wrong. It's 0.9287 with an A plus 7." I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. What's the actual number? Tell me. Go ahead. Tell me.
I let my wife in. The front door was locked. Sorry. What was you saying?
What was the actual number?
So we had 154 million, 137 million. The difference there is 17 million.
And what was the actual number?
I don't care
Yeah, neither do I. So then why the fuck did you correct me?
because it was simple math, and you're sitting there trying to round it up for some reason. Like
So what was
Okay.
the correct number?
17 million.
No, that's not the correct number. That's an average.
Given the no, it's correct given the information we had.
Oh,
If you
okay, so
wanted to give me like
so
the
the
full
correct-
numbers, we could
okay, yeah,
we could
give me the
figure it
correct
out
number.
all the way down.
Give me the
Give me the
correct
full numbers. Give me the full numbers.
I thought you had the numbers.
I have the numbers up rounded up to 154 million,
If I'd have said 15
and
million, would that have been a problem?
137 million.
If
What?
I'd have said 15 million, would that have been a problem?
Well, it's would have been off. Like, what's so difficult
Oh, it
about
would
a
have
little
been
bit of
off.
subtraction?
17 million's off, sir.
You can't subtract 37 from 54.
It's goofy as shit, bro. It's really goofy as shit, right? If I rounded it down, you wouldn't have a problem.
I don't.
But because I rounded it up, that's what you had a problem with. I guarantee you that's
Why
what
are you rounding it?
Because it's just easier that way, bro. We do this with everything. We're human beings. We're not perfect, so we go.
I got
well, you know what?
17 million, and last time
Causality,
it took
I'll
you
go
to
with
say
20
20 million.
20 million. 20 million's fine. I'll go with 15 million. I'll tell you what. I won't even go with 20 million. I'll round down for you.
Okay.
So since it's such a problem that I rounded up, because
It's not a problem for
in my
me. I
opinion-
just thought it was
in my
funny.
opinion, Yeah, it's goofy as shit, bro. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe
I
you don't
cry because someone corrected me on the
where
internet.
712 is. Like,
Go
what the
up,
fuck?
Clay. Fuck.
Goofy as shit, bro. I sat here for like almost an hour listening, and then all of a sudden I wanted to chime in, and you come in with, nope, it's not 20 million, it's 17.9812, 17, blah, 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 blah. All that shit, dude. I don't get it. It's gold for content, but it's garbage for my mind.
Cry more.
And gentlemen, we need to take a money break here. Dal over on Rumble sends the big five and says, Benjamin sounds like he's promoting a classless society, aka communism. Any thoughts on that, Mr. Balderson?
That you have retarded listeners, which I fully expect. That's the Trump derangement idiocy that I expect out of that side. That guy probably couldn't tie his shoes fucking, until he was fucking a teenager. That, yes, if what I have said has led you to think that I'm a fucking communist, then you should go hold your head underwater for a long time.
And a dingo, there's a message up on the screen for you, Ben.
Oh, I'm on the private chat. What do we got? What happened to Uncle Ted? There is a heat dome, is what they're calling it, over Minnesota. And us Teds do not have air conditioning and things like that. We are very Luddite-ish. And so Marcus, and he has his studio upstairs in his house. So it was 110 up in his house today.
Oh my goodness.
And he was not going to go stand up there and stream. And mostly the show is Marcus and I, and then Steve and Jim are absolutely, equal parts, but Steve a lot of times has to go take care of his dogs or do something with his family. And Jim a lot of times is out driving or doing whatever in and out. So Marcus and I are the ones that are holding down the show. And if it's just me on the screen, unless I got something to say, I'm not doing all that.
And you guys
That's
are all
right. And we also, and Mitchell again with the phone over on pill.net. Thank you very much. Scott17 with the cookie. Much appreciated for your support.
Hey, Spin, can I ask Ann a question real quick?
The fuck you asking me for? Ask the man a fucking question.
Let me ask you a question, and I'll be honest. The point of this question
Who the fuck you asking a question? Me or Ant?
Ant, God's favorite.
Okay,
Ant.
Dingo. Go ahead.
The point of this question is to draw you in an argument. Why did you disagree with Clay, then say you don't care when he argued back, then just said cry about it? Why correct him
Because
in the
he's
first place?
complaining about being corrected, and the more it irritates him, the more I'm going to do it because it amuses me.
Oh, I got a question, Ben. I got a
Yeah,
question concerning numbers
cool.
again.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the Wikipedia for it. I finally
Okay,
got-
no, I'm just curious now, and anybody on panel actually could answer this. If that was a huge number and 17 million more people voted back then,
This is definitely not.
I mean,
the
it's
one.
15.
what does can we if it's the numbers remain stable, if every time now 154 million people vote in total, does that tell us anything? If the 18 million was fake, shouldn't have been a drop off?
Well, see, that was percentages.
No, I gave
The
numbers. The
percentages are a little different. I don't know. It's hard to.
But you guys, wait a minute. I'm going to jump in here. Okay. We all know that there was cheating going on. Maybe not to the level that was described, or prescribed anyway, right? But at the end of the fucking day, there were people that were voting that were not even living.
They do that every election, Sven.
There we go.
They do that every election, Sven. And
Here we go. This is the actual just raw numbers. So 2016, the turnout was 136,669,237. or 55.67% of the electorate, of the registered electorate. In 2020, that number skyrocketed to 158,427,986, which is 62% of the electorate, which, as you can see, we've never even hit 59 before that. To
How the
jump that
percentage
many
helps.
percentage of people suddenly giving a shit about our crap fucking political system. I mean, we're talking percentages and we have a 380 million person country. So to move that 3%, that's fucking wild.
Yeah, I'm still not
Right.
impressed considering COVID changed the world.
Oh, good to see you for the win. Haven't seen you in a little while, my friend.
What's happening, everybody?
And Ben, you don't think the number should have dropped? But if it was an inflated number, shouldn't it drop the next
It
election?
did drop immediately the next election.
The same number of people went out to vote the next election.
No, they didn't. It dropped immediately. It dropped to 58% of the electorate, in fact, which is actually a little bit higher than any of the historical markers. The worst was 1996, which, like I said, in the 90s, we all hated the fucking government. And that was 49.77%. Less than 50% of people showed up to vote for that. Like half the country's like, get bent.
Well,
52%, 55, 58 in 2008. That's your Obama election.
how many people went out to vote in 2020 as opposed to 2024? Same amount of people.
No,
No,
Yeah,
it
but
dropped
tell me the
4 million
difference.
less. 4
it
million
dropped
less.
from 62.8% of the
No,
population
I didn't ask
to
percentages.
58.
Give me
So
the number of people.
80,
million,
81 to
and then it
77.
lowered to 155, even though we had a population growth.
Wait. Tell me the number of people again.
155.
That was
The
20,
most 2024
2024. And how many in 2020?
In
158.
2020, we had 158,420 or 158,427,000.
158 million, and 2024 was
Oh,
150
looks like my
something
20
million, right?
million was actually closer because it's actually 22 million extra. Wow, look at that.
And like I said,
Well, okay, it's
the
just
most
okay.
important part
So-
of it is when you're looking at the turnout in the voting populace. So it went from this staggering number of almost 63%, Joe, back down into the 58 percentile, which is historically, it happens during a more exciting election.
Motivating. Yeah.
You know, and as opposed
on-
to was 96 fucking Al Gore and Bush
Right.
Bush and Gore was 2000.
was 2000. Yeah, that's clear down
Yeah.
at 52 also. Yeah, and then Clinton,
Yeah, that would
the
have been
last
Clinton.
Clinton election was horrible too. Like 49%, less than half the country voted, or less than
Uh-huh.
half the registered voters, because not even all the people are registered. So like a third of the country decided that election.
If it was inflated, it looks like they all went out and did it again the next time. I see 154 million people.
You
I
would
dig
have
that you're talking about the percentages, but I see 154 million people. The percentages just reflect how many motherfuckers had signed up and shit. It could be a difference there, but the people who actually go do, it seemed like it was the exact same number.
It's not the exact same number, and historically there's always been growth, so you would have expected to have a growth in that, but you wouldn't have expected to see the growth that it did. And don't get me wrong, both sides are cheating like hell, 100%.
There was
This
no
is why
growth.
people like
Can I-
There
me
was no growth
say that
between
this is part of why-
2020
Can I-
and
can I-
2024.
Can I
There
finish
was
the
no growth.
Can I
Joe,
finish the
let
growth?
me finish
Can
my
I?
fucking
Hold on a
sentence.
minute. Hold on a minute, Joe.
Everybody let me finish my motherfucking sentence.
That's what I was just
ahead.
ready to do.
Finish your
Hold on, guys. Ben,
Fucking A. I honestly, I don't even fucking remember because I had to get
I was
pissed off
saying
at it to get
2020
that
and
to fucking stop.
2024. You was telling me about the growth in 2016 jump. I am talking about the growth between 2020 and 2024. I'm saying there was none. Same amount of people went out to vote.
There was
both
a
times.
there was a shrink, and the jump was so far above the historical norms that there's no denying. That's called, no matter what you fucking say, Joe, that's an anomaly, dude.
You're talking
And
about
anomalies,
2016.
anomalies over 360 million people is
Yeah.
a problem,
You-
especially when that anomaly
okay.
is percentage points.
That's why we keep getting confused because I'm talking about 2024 to 2020, and you're talking about 2016. We're totally missing each other.
No, we're not. I'm talking about the jump between 2016 and 2020.
Right. I moved
And
on
then
from
we
that,
had
and
a-
I
and then
said that.
we had a drop back down to 58% in 2024.
Right, right.
Which
And I
matches
wasn't talking about
historical
percentages.
norm.
Right. And I was not talking about percentages nor 2016. You see how we're talking about two different things? I was
You
talking about the
understand
number
that,
of people who came out to vote.
and you
I
understand
was saying
that
it
has
was
always
identical in
risen
2020 to
historical.
2024. Do you agree?
So if we took that anomaly out and we put it back down to where it should have been, and we would have just had a normal raise the same as we did, we would have landed about here anyways, Joe. That's what I've been saying the whole fucking time, and
I
you don't
think you're
listen.
talking about 2016 again. So no, I don't
No,
understand
I'm
what you're
not. I'm
talking
talking
about.
about historically, it's went like this. Okay. Then 1 year it jumped up and then dropped back down. But look, this would have met that anyways, Joe, because we had an 8-year period of growth. But during this, there was a jump that dropped back down by millions of people. Back down
Wait,
so
wait, wait,
far,
wait, wait.
it was 4 percentage points in the
What
fucking
dropped
election.
down?
The number of voters, period.
Okay.
People did not
Now
like
this is why
Kamala.
I'm wait, hold on. I think we're right here. You're saying the number of voters went down from 2020 to 2024. Yeah?
2024 had less voters than 2020. Yes.
According to the census data, in 2024, 154 million people voted. And hold on, let me make sure that's 2024. Let me see if I can find 20. What am I looking for?
We did pull up
2020,
that whole list, Joe. We pulled it up.
154.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
in
the same number,
2024. Now 20
154
it's not
and
the same number. Now look,
154.6.
2020. 2020 wasn't 154.
2020 on the census data says 154.6 million turned out for the
I pulled
presidential
up
election in
Wikipedia on
2020.
screen. I'll go ahead and rather than let's see here. I pulled it up on the fucking screen for everybody, Joe. This is goddamn ridiculous, man.
It's not ridiculous. I am
It
telling
is,
you,
'cause I
my
pulled the
census
fucking
data says
actual
one
fucking
number.
stats
If
up on
your
the
shit
screen,
says something
dude.
different, it don't make it ridiculous. It just seems two different articles. Why is it ridiculous suddenly? I should just go with yours because yours says Wikipedia.
Right.
Why is it
Yeah, I
ridiculous?
pulled up the actual fucking state stats, pulled up the Wikipedia stats. You didn't name where your fucking stats are.
I told you it
which
was
is weird. I
census,
pulled
U.S.
mine up.
Census data. What is weird about it? I told you that
But
shit
from
3
who?
times.
From
It's weird
who?
you're not listening.
From who? What was that?
Fucking here,
Oh, the
uscensus.gov.
2020. The 2020 it is.
uscensus.gov.
The raw numbers.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Apparently, 3 million more people voted in 2020 compared to 2024.
Very good. There's numbers I dig that. These numbers are slightly different. 3 million more people voted in 2020. Well, that's not hard to understand. But my point is, if these 18 million new voters were inflated, the next election there should have been a drop of 3/4 of that. It was
No,
not.
we would have expected that because there was already that growth historically. It's why I pulled up the fucking chart, man.
We'd already see it go down if they completely eliminated the mail-in balloting that they instituted in 2020. That would be the only thing that would confirm that is the cause.
You know, this reminds me a lot of when I was at the Republican Party county things after the 2022 election, and they were all talking about, okay, here's our numbers. All right, this is where we need to go for the next election. This is where we need a canvas. This is where we need to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, you guys, these are all bullshit numbers. Like, we can pull Wikipedia, Census Bureau, whatever the case have you. But honestly, I don't think we truly have a legit number that's accurate because these people have been fudging and bullshitting all these numbers forever.
Oh,
Like
hell
to
yeah.
truly know what that universe number is
I
and to argue these semantics, I think this is just it's a losing debate in that regard because the powers that be, they control all these stats. And we've seen it in many other sects of life as well too.
You know what? I would agree with that shit, and I don't think it's a unworthy endeavor because I learn things like you learn
Sure.
tempers, and as Balderson is getting angry, you learn biases. You learn different ways to change myself. I don't know. It's endlessly effective to me because I don't know. I talk to so many fucking people. This is just I'll talk about Bigfoot or whatever. I learn so much. It's not a fruitless endeavor. None of them.
Yeah,
And
To this conversation, if I may, Ben,
games,
would
yeah.
be your eyes don't lie. When I was driving around all over Wisconsin, for every 10 to 15 Trump signs, I saw one Kamala sign.
now that's dope.
Yeah,
In
Kamala
20
was a sheep to the slaughter for sure.
Well,
Wait
and
a
then,
minute. What are you saying about Kamala Cameron? You're the laughing
she lost.
hyena, cackling
Did
bitch.
she not lose? Did she not lose her presidential race?
Yes.
Cameron, shut the fuck up, dude.
There you
Just let me
Here's-
finish. Like Ben, you know, we
Well,
gotta
let me
what
finish. It
we're
was a
trying to
bad
say.
point.
No, he
No,
was
how
saying
is
he
it a
didn't
bad
see a lot of
point, Cameron?
Kamala signs. He
You
saw a
gotta
lot of
let him
Trump
finish his
signs.
point, and then you counter
You
it.
can finish.
Go ahead,
So
Joe.
that was in
No, he
2024,
was saying
and then
that he
in
saw a bunch of
2020,
Trump signs and very few Kamala signs.
yeah.
ahead.
But then you go back to the 2020 election, it was about the same type of ratio with Biden signs out there at that point. So
Good point.
when we look at like the universe of all these voters, the way I'm understanding on how a steal happens is that the majority of these sanctuary cities, the left-leaning cities, are where the major vote totals on the Democratic side
Of
go.
course it is. Yeah.
Yes,
But
you're absolutely right. For
But
the
then when
win.
you start to add it all up, in order to get those massive totals to show up so the election looks normal, they have to steal Republican votes in red areas in other states, like here in Wisconsin, for example. Even though,
You
like,
think you don't think there's enough populated cities where we outnumber the fucking rural areas anyway?
well,
Why the
take for
fuck we have
example, I
to
mean,
steal
I'm just gonna,
votes
I'm
if
just,
I'm in a city?
well, I'm going to say, like, what if you're in a Republican area, Joe, where
Mhm.
without any cheating, whatever, anything, let's make it easy. Let's say it would be 1,900 votes for Trump, 100 for Kamala.
You're
In
talking
this
about
type
small
of,
areas. Okay.
in a small, just to make it visually easy.
I was talking about statewide.
Right. Well, once the steel's implemented, that 1,900 number maybe becomes about 1,600, and that number for them becomes 400. So that extra 300 votes in that area, even though it was a Republican ran carried district, they still managed to take an extra 300 and put it to their overall pot total. So in the grand scheme of these things, when it comes down to, well, what's the popular vote? How much did she lose by? All these kind of questions, you can start to look at and say, well, you know what? The race was actually a lot closer. And then this is how they go and attack the Electoral College and everything with it. Well, if it
Yes.
wasn't for that system, our person would have potentially won. It came close
Yes.
or whatever.
Did Trump win the popular vote?
In
And
2024, he
You
did.
glitched out,
In-
Joe.
He did.
Yes. Yep. In 24, he did. 2020, he did not. Based on what they told us, what were those numbers, of course.
Right.
But I don't know if you guys spoke about it before or not, but the thing that blew my mind in 2020 right away was Joe had 81 million votes. He got more votes than Obama, the first black president.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Joe
come the fuck
Biden,
on.
who is so historically unpopular that he lost the 3 times he tried to get the Democrat nomination, he couldn't even get the nomination. He was so unpopular.
I would
And
agree.
then-
It's the same thing with Kamala. Nobody gave a fuck about Kamala. It's just anti-Republican votes. No one. Obama people were enthused about. Clinton people were enthused about. There should have been bumps there, but here is just niggas going out doing their job. You don't hear nobody bragging on Kamala or Biden. It's not a thing. Niggas loved Obama and Clinton.
Somebody's got an echo.
It's something fierce. It's
For the win, or you?
for the win. I'm pretty sure.
Is it me?
Hold on. Yeah, I think it is you. For the
Uh,
win.
I just clicked. Hello.
Microphone
No,
check.
don't,
1, 2.
don't mute
It
up.
is, sis.
Don't mute up. I just took your background noise out.
Oh, you
Hello.
did? Okay. Well, I just
Hello?
muted it just to see.
Wait. Stop talking. No, it's
Yes,
still
it
there.
was him. It was him. Yeah.
It's still
Hit his
there.
what is it called? His echo cancellation.
I turned his echo cancellation on. And
Is it better?
Yeah, sometimes if it's on, turn it off. If it's off, turn it on.
Was it doing it the whole time I've been on, or did it just start?
Just
That's a
started.
good.
You want me to
Yeah,
come
it
back
just
in?
started for the win.
And it's not you echoing, it's us. All right, it's good.
Well,
No, if
that's
you're not
because it's
muted.
his system. So his system is backfeeding what we're saying.
I'm on my
you
Bluetooth headset, and I just have the air conditioner on in the other room. But
Some idiot in chat said Biden created the best economy in the last 50 years. I guess that's done me. Look, I know what he's doing. His name is Eric Slane. Bro, you're counting jobs. Think about that. Jobs, bro. That's inflation 101.
That the only people that can say that shit don't pay their own bills.
Yeah, they live at home. They live at home under mommy and daddy's roof and collect SSI or Social Security.
We've got to see your. You don't have to show your face on screen, Melanie, but we've got to see it backstage so that way we can make sure you're not a guy getting ready to show us his junk.
That's like
And
that's
you
like
can,
when motherfuckers-
you can cam back down after you've shown us, but we can't bring you up unless you show us your face. And otherwise, people like to show some nasty things.
That's like when motherfuckers try to say Biden passed the inflation.
Damn, I
Reduction
Googled
Act.
it. Google
He did
agrees.
good. Like
You
motherfucker, they
can't-
didn't do what the name suggested. Like get the fuck out of here. Best economy in 50 years. I'm not gonna sit
Google
here and
is-
claim Trump did that, but I damn sure know Biden didn't do that.
Let me see. Did Biden create the best economy in 50 years? Fucking
you have
if
to
I'm
Google
not-
that. You have to Google that, Ben. Joe.
No. No.
Joe,
I was
Joe,
curious though if they'd back him up, and they did back him up. But personally, I'm thinking, did he create the best economy in 50 years? I'm thinking, didn't fucking COVID hit on him? How can that be true?
Yeah, he was through most of COVID. It's absolutely not true. And anybody that can believe it didn't. For the win, stay muted unless you're talking, bro.
Okay.
Because you're still backfeeding.
Okay.
But it sounds good when you're talking, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
change, getting out or anything. But if you haven't lived through the 80s, is one of the only ways that you can make that statement. Jesus.
If you were there. Yeah,
Ben, I gotta roll
you're
away
right.
for
You
just
can
a
make
second.
money
I'll
in
be
the
back.
80s.
Joe
The 80s
Cole,
were, yeah.
you
Dude,
can't
the 80s,
look-
everybody was snorting cocaine. Everybody
Yes,
was
I was hustling well in the 80s. I
Oh.
was killing them.
fuck,
You-
dude. The 80s was money.
some things you can do a quick search on, Joe, and you can get
Yeah.
correct answers. But as far as the economy, you have to dive deeper because, like I was explaining to Eric in the chats, they're accounting, and I guess an example would be if you lost your job due to COVID, but then
Yeah.
you got it back, they're counting that as stability and infrastructure to the economy. So that's one thing you actually have to dive deep into.
I appreciate you again, and this is, of course, something I already knew. You can only trust it on something, numbers, and most shit you have to keep in mind is just feeding back what other motherfuckers ask. I know that. And if it told me, as you just saw, that the economy was better, I think for myself and say, no, it was under COVID. The economy was sucky. So, I think I did,
Also, Joe and I lived through the age of excess, so you can't tell us
Man.
fucking the best economy in 80 years because we
Yes.
were
Yes. I remember, man. I was running around my fucking Run DMC shit and buying good fucking weed, half a pounds of that
Oh.
shit.
Dude, everybody had money in the 80s. You had to be trying not to have money to not have money.
Let me ask you this, Ben. If you had to give a letter grade for the 80s, what would you give it?
Financially, an A+.
An A plus. Okay. Okay.
I'm not saying that everything we did in the 80s and everything we did to achieve that was fantastic, or our foreign policy was fantastic, or any of those things. But financially, we were in an absolute boom in the 80s, and it was fun to live through.
He is right, though. Yeah,
What
the
if
80s
we
was-
looked at it? What if we looked at it like how like grades can be on a curve? Where I look at that A plus that you're saying. What if we just call it a C? Because have we truly even seen an A plus economy before? Have we ever
No.
witnessed that? You
I
know,
agree.
what would be that room for improvement kind of be? You know, so in that kind of light, like if we're going to give it, let's say, a C, well, there's just so much more that you can simply improve upon. And I think that we as the people have just had the shortest end of the stick for forever and ever and ever, and that the last 3-4 generations haven't seen what a really good economy is, and we've just had a bunch of subpar economies lumped together. And that in this time period you're referencing, it was great. Early 80s, 90s was fantastic, right?
The 90s, you started seeing some fall off, but it was still, pretty good.
It was booming with the internet. The internet really like
Yeah. If you were the
span that gap.
companies and things like that, I agree. For the general public, the 90s, there was less general public money, because that's the thing the government always manages to do, is show the economy not by the public and the way the public's living, but by like Wall Street and stuff. And we all know they're absolutely not representative of the rest of the public.
Yeah.
And in the 80s, we absolutely were living nice, having a good time. It was a fucking party. They call it the age of excess. You know, a whole class of people we called yuppies who just were overly wealthy and spent it stupidly. We was invented in the 80s.
And that shit was absent. You're right. There would have been overall economic boom with the internet and whatever technologies and stuff. But generally, speaking of people on the street, you know, we were suffering if you're comparing it to the fucking 80s, and it was nothing but a steady decline. And it's been a steady decline, period, to the average person.
I would agree with what Joe's saying right there. Yeah, the tech world appeared and made a bunch of money, but the rest of the public, the fall off started happening.
It might even be harder for the rest of the public. The tech companies may have made it worse. The separation is getting even bigger now. I mean, it's really tight now. The economy is super tight, man. I didn't worry about gas and groceries and shit never as much as I do now, ever in my life.
God, dude, when I fucking graduated high school, I had more pocket money than I do now, at least representatively. Like, I remember I would go in, I had a 77 F-150. It had a 19 gallon tank, and fucking I could go in with a $20 bill, fill that motherfucker up, buy Camel fucking wides, name brand cigarettes and a pop, and that dude would hand me change back when I got done. You know, like, you know, and I was making $12.50 an hour at the time, and I was only 18 years old, and that was about $500 a week, and taxes were pretty good. So I was bringing home, like, you know, I had a couple kids, one and one on the way when I was fucking 18. So I had one kid, so I was probably paying like 15-20% taxes. My first apartment was $400 in a fourplex. That was a very quiet, nice fourplex.
Yeah.
2-bedroom. Like, I was living good, dude. I remember I'd grown up in that era when, you know, in the late 70s, early 80s was super poor.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. And fucking, so for me to have at 18, I remember the first time just naturally, not even trying, all of a sudden there was like $1,800 in my bank account. I was like, holy fuck. Wow. Like, And I didn't owe nobody nothing. I'd already paid all the bills, and I'm like, I almost have $2,000.
Joe, you could go out. I could go out in the night and make $6,000 for the tip. I don't remember what my cut was, but overnight I'd make $6,000 selling dope in one fucking hallway back then. It was just crazy.
Dude, because everybody had pocket money. Like I said, I wasn't
Right.
even like trying to save money, and I just kept getting more money in my bank account, like not even trying.
When did the credit card or like the debit card really come into existence? Was that late 80s, 90s?
That was the
There was a-
90s, wasn't it?
No,
Late. No,
there was a debit card, but it was a ATM card, not a debit card.
Right.
Not tied that until the 2000s, where they tied it and made it so you could directly point of purchase use your bank card.
I don't remember when it first came out, but it was pretty early.
Yeah, you know what? Something's telling me, and for the win, it was like 2002, 2003, maybe. When you could actually use your debit card, but did they still have to? Did they still have to call in to see if there was credit there? Because not everybody took one.
Right.
I think it was like late 90s. Because I still remember like my mom was writing checks out at the fucking grocery store. And that's like how like 95 it was either cash or check, right?
Yeah.
And to your point of everyone having pocket money, we all carried cash. Of course Joe made 6,000 in a fucking hallway. We all had cash.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
and
Google
people
says
accepted
in the
checks
90s.
everywhere. You're like writing a check out for $4 at Hardee's and shit. You're like sitting behind an old guy taking 12 minutes to write out a check at Hardee's for $4.
That's crazy, Tom.
God damn it! I'll just pay for this guy's meal.
That's
just
crazy.
go.
Yeah, I remember that. You
So-
had to
so
learn
you
how
know-
to write a check and shit.
You're gonna laugh at how I kind of can date this, right? Because I remember when Ultimate Online came out, and I was in the
Ultima
beta.
Online? Who?
Yeah, it was an MMO. It was like one of the first mainstream commercial MMOs.
Okay.
Dude, I don't even know what this is. Evercrack was the first one I ever heard of.
No, Ultima Online came out a couple of years prior, like 3 years prior. It came out like 96, 97, somewhere in the time frame. And I played it when it was in its testing phase. I couldn't play it when it was released because I didn't have a credit card, and that was the only way you could pay for the monthly fee at the time. But when
I'm
EverQuest
laughing.
came out, which I also played, that came out in 1999. By then, I had a debit card, and I was able to subscribe no problem. So I
Right.
know it was somewhere in that time frame.
They say in the 90s, Google say in the 90s, it came out.
I
they said
can
like
believe
in
that,
in
and
a-
I'm from the Midwest, and we're behind in everything. So if it was happening in the West Coast in the late '90s, we probably weren't getting it where I live till the 2000s.
Oh, and I
Even
left.
though they say the card came out in like the 70s or something, it didn't get popularized and start replacing cash into the 90s. That's what Google says too.
Wasn't there like a security thing about the card? Like everyone's like, oh, we'd rather pay with a check. It's more secure at first. Wasn't that a thing?
You know, yeah,
Probably.
I
We fear
remember. I
everything at
remember way
first.
back when my grandparents, like, we would go out to dinner, and my grandfather would spend 5 minutes writing a check for $22 or $23.
It wasn't really about security. It was just companies didn't want to buy the extra machine to read the debit cards.
Well, and then I remember when like the big box stores, like, what was it back then, Ben? Like Kmart.
Yeah,
And
Kmart,
stuff.
Shopko,
Yeah,
Venture, I think was something called Venture.
Ida.
we had like Hills and Kmart. What it wasn't Walmart.
We had a Target. Targets were really a thing, and
Target
then
is-
Walmart really came
Target
later.
is a classy department store. That's where the middle class people go.
He says classy.
Well, like there were like in Minnesota, there was like a Target, and then they made a Target Greatland, and then they made Target whatever, like a superstore, And then
Yeah.
these stores would just
I
get
worked
bigger
at
and bigger and bigger.
very
And I think like the superstore would have like a grocery store in it too. Like, so
Yep.
that even changed into the 2000s as well too. But like where I was around, yeah, for department, we had Kmart. Yeah, Kmart was big. Yeah.
Blue
Walmart.
Light special.
Yeah, the blue light special. I remember the big fucking blue lights on top of something. They'd sit there and just strobe at you and everything like that. Yeah.
Okay, I
remember
don't normally tell prison stories, but before I got out of prison, because I got put into prison for weed. Fuck you with that. Now I can grow whole gardens of weed legally, and I'm proud of them and get to show everybody. It's bullshit. So I went to prison for weed. Well, people don't realize inmates know the laws. And if you put like bodily fluid on somebody, that's an actual charge. But if you do something like the week before I got out, like for 2 months prior to that, I'd been holding these 3 milks until they were just rotten as fuck. And then I poured it in a week beforehand. I got out. I poured them into a sealed Ziploc baggie type thing. It was actually an old Kiki coffee. And then I took a bunch of fish oils and poked holes in them and scorched it in there and mixed it up into this nice, just disgusting stew. And then fucking I slid that shit under the warden's door and fucking I jumped up and stomped on it and sprayed it all over his office. And fucking the day they had to release me, and I flatted my number, so they had no choice but to let me out. Like, pissed off as they were, I'm walking out that door. Right, fuck you. And so then like 2 weeks later, I saw the warden in Kmart, and he hid behind one of the poles that has big swirling blue light. And I stopped and I thought about it for a second, and then I just went, why does it smell like fish oil and rotten milk? And then I kept walking.
That's funny.
That is, man. Oh, that's good. You got to see them.
When did Walmart really become a thing?
Wasn't
it
early 2000s.
2000s?
Early 2000s. Early to late, yeah.
They were the biggest beneficiaries of NAFTA that there was. And funny enough, guess who sat on their board? Hillary Clinton.
I remember protesting NAFTA, and the same guys who I protested NAFTA with, the same neighborhood organization, they tried to get me to protest a Walmart coming, and I didn't know shit about it. I was like, why wouldn't we want it? It's big jobs, right? Big company, a lot of jobs. You're like, Joe, you don't understand. It's going to kill mom and pop. I didn't understand it. But yeah, I remember them days. I had to be 90s, I guess.
Yeah. I
remember the NAFTA shit. I was on the news or some protest and that shit. Clinton, I think, was around at that time. Somebody
that was Clinton's thing, and that's why his economy was balanced and so good, because up front for a couple years we received a boon from NAFTA. But then once those companies were able to build the infrastructure out of our country and move their businesses to where labor was cheap, they sure as fuck did that, and we lost the entire middle class.
Like, we didn't see that. Well, like, we didn't,
Well, that's just like, Joe, you're going to find you're going
to all that was going to happen right on the main stage. That's part of why they made laws against guys like him being on the main stage. He said his exact words were, when he was critiquing NAFTA, he said, NAFTA is like Hoover, just one big sucking sound.
Joe, you're going to find this fucking funny, but it's true. The very people that protested fucking Walmart and Target nowadays and all these other stores are the first motherfuckers that need something. They go to fucking Walmart and Target.
That's a great point. That's a very good point.
Okay.
Yeah, let's be real though. Now I 100% agree with your point, but now let's overlay the economy. If we had an 80s economy where we had a middle class, you had the choice to buy the more.
Another good point.
That is true.
You don't.
I agree. I mean, you know, they all say, everybody says, and I've heard this hundreds of times, that, you know, Walmart is like the low end. The low end. Target is the
Yeah, you
now.
hold on 1 second. Spin.
Yep.
Yeah, you can be on mobile, but you've got to show us your face. That way we can see that you're not some dude trying to porn bomb our stream.
Oh, I already got. You talking about Aiden?
Yeah,
Ben?
is Aiden?
Yeah, no,
also-
I'm here already, so that's not an issue.
Yeah, he showed me. He's good.
Okay, and then Jody, are you Jody 1993 in the chat, Aiden?
No, I sent the link.
So Jody, same thing. Feel free to come on up. There's another spot open. Last spot left, but you got to show us your face on the way in. You don't have to be on camera, but being on mobile's fine.
Yep, that's
Yes.
perfectly fine.
We also accept the reach around, hand job, and
And Sean Joe sends in the can over on pill.net, and Mitchell sends the can over on pill.net. Thank you for your support. And everybody, and I know the protests were going on at Home Depot and everything like that, but if you need an electrical outlet, you go to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever.
Ben's got a good point though. No one there don't have the options that you used to have. You don't have the money. If you did want to go get one of these options, it'd be too expensive. That's a good point too. They kind of force you to go to Walmart. Otherwise, you're gonna be paying 2 and 3 times for a loaf of bread or milk that you can't afford anymore.
Well, you're right, and we have Walmart here. We have Target. We have Publix. It's a big supermarket chain, and Publix in Central Florida or in Florida is the high priced stuff. I'll give you an example. You can go to Walmart and buy a gallon of milk for $3, where at Publix you're going to pay $5.
Right.
Oh, they're the classy place.
Yeah.
Hey, Spin. I just want to say it's really fucking weird when people mention Publix, because Florida is the only place I saw that store. Again, I used to live in Florida in Tampa.
Well,
and,
Publix is a Florida chain. It is. Publix is a Florida chain. What's up, Jody?
Yeah, I think it's like a ShopRite or an Acme.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never seen a ShopRite, and I've never seen an Ackerman's. That's probably like a New Jersey thing. I don't know.
Eastern thing, yeah, they both are. They're USCW.
Are they? Okay, I've never seen a ShopRite.
Out here, it's not a department store, but we have a grocery store that's the crazy cheap grocery store, and that's called Winco. And
what is it?
Winco.
WIN?
Yeah, WINCO, because it's in
okay.
Washington.
Yep.
2 N's. WIN.
Yeah, and it's the letters of the states that the company is in, and it's super cheap food. But like I tell you, like the vegetables, you go there and buy some produce. That shit is spoiled by the time you get home. It's like that shit is horrible.
Is there any like northerners? Like, I know Kraut, you're up north. Chris, I don't know where you're from, but do you guys have
California
Aldi's?
I'm from Jersey
I'm
originally.
in Chicago.
No, I've been to one in Oregon. We don't have them here.
And remember Save A Lot? I don't even know if they even have those anymore.
Too,
Yeah, I don't think we have those
mostly went
anymore.
out of business, but yeah.
Oh, they are? I've seen a bunch of stuff.
No, like
We got all these here.
stores. But like,
Didn't Aldi buy out Save A Lot? Or Save A Lot got
The
bought
one
out?
that was in Reading, the building just became another business. It didn't get taken over. It became a totally different business.
Hey, Ben, can I ask a question? I'm not trying to be rude.
100%.
So, when the stream first started, you said something that they're trying to classify Kratom as a 1.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Is
that.
that
one,
Yeah,
neat?
they actually have already done so. They've decided that kratom is a Schedule 1 drug, and which means that it is worse than cocaine, worse than but heroin, all that stuff. That it has no medicinal value whatsoever.
Is that nationwide or is that just your
The
state?
federal government passed that. Yes.
Yeah, so like
Wow.
worse than fentanyl. That's what they're trying to say. Because it has no
Wow.
medical value.
Ben.
And
I have a
myself.
question.
Go ahead, Spin. I'm sorry.
What? Okay, I understand the schedule, whatever, right? I understand that, but what is kratom? What I mean, you being an alchemist, you can tell me exactly what it is. I've never heard the term.
It's a leaf from a
plant.
plant. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ant. You got it.
It's a leaf from a plant from like Southeast Asia. It's typically dried and ground up into powders and consumed, made into teas, all sorts of stuff. It's biphasic. In low doses, it's a stimulant, but if you use a lot of it, it becomes a sedative or a painkiller.
Check my man. You couldn't have asked for a better explanation.
You could buy it in smoke shops here.
You can buy it at gas stations, smoke shops.
I've used it multiple times, and people compare it to like methadone or heroin.
One
or
of my
something like
exes
that.
used to use it when she had
I
stopped
never.
taking
I'm sorry,
pills.
guys. I've never heard of that one.
I actually very much prefer it because I don't really get a high off it, but it'll take the edge. If I take 3, I take them in the pill form. And if I take 3 kratoms, 3 pills, it'll take like my back. I've got a bunch of bad discs in my back and fucked up bones.
Same.
And if I take 3 of those, it takes the edge off enough for me to function. But if I take it more than 3 days, my skin starts to feel crawly and shit, and I makes me want to not take it. So I don't ever develop an addiction to it. I've been taking it for probably 7 years.
Well, there's multiple different strains too.
Yes.
Of it.
I take the white, which is the non-fermented, which is the non-stimulant, because I've got a low seizure threshold. So I take the non-stimulating kratom because it's the fermentation of it that is giving it that stimulant effect.
Her shit used to be like dark green powdery.
Spin, I sent you a link in the back chat, just describing what it is just real quick so you get a better understanding of it. Because I didn't know about it until today either.
I'll show you guys why I use it. So I've had 7 surgeries on my hand.
Right. That's gnarly looking. Yeah. That is gnarly looking.
Yeah, was that motorcycle worth it, bro?
No, it has nothing to do with the
I'm the one who flew off the motorcycle. I also my arm I heal up better. I'm not scarred up like you, but yeah, I'm sliced from like halfway down my fucking bicep all the way up to here so they could fit all the plates and pins inside me.
But
Now the crazy part is I've never actually heard of kratom before like 3 days ago. My first time.
That is crazy. Yeah.
I only just looked it up like around the beginning of the show and he started talking about kratom. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's gonna be some like island in Greece or something. I was like,
no,
it's because it's not like it's something you really abuse. I mean, certainly there are people that abuse it, some anomalous people, but there's people that fucking, when I was growing up, used to try baking banana peels in the oven and smoking it because somebody told me.
I remember that.
They probably don't use it because they die afterwards. That's probably the reason why.
I've seen it heavily. I've seen it heavily advertised on the border of Illinois and Wisconsin.
Yeah,
it's there, and then I heard it's a great use for people that are on heroin or whatever stuff like that. For
everybody
like
I know
version, so they can kick the habit. It's like
yeah.
That's everybody I know.
It activates the same.
They use it for to come down off of that shit, and they recommended to me when I stopped getting high. They recommended it, but I smoked weed instead.
It activates the same opiate receptors that opiates do.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I'm,
it's not.
I'm going to take a wild bet and say
But it's not.
Okay,
It's
my
not
God.
deadly for them to schedule it as one. That's absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
That's big pharma just trying to fucking capitalize again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
yeah, like-
oxycodone. Every time you have a surgery, or it's hydrocodone, oxycodone, morphine. All these big pharma companies, they're just trying to
Yep.
fucking kick out an actual natural herb.
And the
that
government don't
honestly-
mind. They get money when they arrest motherfuckers for kratom now. That's just extra money for them. They don't mind.
Which
Let's-
is
Do you
insane.
guys know
it's
heroin was?
it's just a fucking tea plant, dude. That's what
Right.
it
You
really
guys know
is.
heroin was originally prescribed as a fucking cough medicine, bro. Heroin.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
Oh, heroin cures every fucking thing. I'm a
Dude,
fan. Bro. I used to be a
laudanum.
fan. Heroin
Laudanum.
cures
Laudanum was
everything,
good.
bro. Your
Laudanum was
stomach
in the
fucked
medical.
up, your headaches, body aches, and your bad
Laudanum,
mood. Heroin
yeah.
would cure anything, bro. Your wife left you.
Okay,
Heroin.
maybe
I'm
certain
telling you.
types of heroin, but not
Yeah,
everyone.
don't use it though. It's horribly addictive, but I'm telling you, it's a miracle cure.
And people in the chat, I'm going to interrupt for just a second. We do have Clay backstage. If you'd like to drop somebody from the panel, it is $10. You can donate or drop somebody over on the Benjamin Balderson channel, $10, and drop anybody but myself or Mr. Balderson.
So
And please support our channels.
You can't dump the
Much
black guy
appreciated.
either. That'd be racist. I'm just saying.
so medically they called it laudanum, and according to just a quick bullshit, Google search, it says over 5 million million people in the U.S. has tried kratom, which is a fairly low number, even though it's available
It
in
is
most
low.
states. Because before this, certain states outlawed it, certain allowed it, which is the way the government's supposed to work. Around 1.6 to 2.1 million adults use it every day. In polysubstance use, kratom is rarely the only drug used. Up to 38% of kratom calls to poison control involve multiple substances such as alcohol, opioids,
Logical.
or benzodiazepines. Other addictions, many kratom users also have a history of cannabis use, major depression, or opioid disorder, surging
Yes.
incidences.
That's
This is
why we
way-
use it, because of opioid related shit. So that's very logical.
Yeah, in no way are they giving me, and what I typed in was kratom abuse statistics.
You're right. This is the
They're
best
not
you
even
can come up
doing
with.
anything that's saying that people are
Right.
abusing kratom.
Right.
So I don't know why the. Well,
Right.
I agree
A
with
million
the statement earlier,
people-
this is big pharma, but what's their excuse?
It's 300 million Americans. They say like 1,000,005. So you're talking about less than 1% or something. It can't be a big fucking
Dude,
problem.
only 5 have ever even tried it.
Ben,
I could
wasn't
chime in a little
laudanum
bit.
Ben, wasn't laudanum a
Opium.
liquid?
Yeah, that was a bottle of that's why the old take a little swig of laudanum, it'll cure anything. It didn't matter what it was. You're having your lady time of the month, take a little laudanum. That's what they were just saying. It was like, it didn't matter what it was. Little
Yeah.
shot of laudanum.
I think what they're scared of is spice. I think that they're scared of like spice. The synthetic marijuana that makes
Oh,
people
that shit
fucking-
is scary, dude. That shit is scary.
that makes people fucking trip their brains out. I think that's
Salvia?
what they're
Wait, are
trying-
you talking about K2?
Salvia.
K2,
Yeah.
K2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was about
the
to say
same-
this for a while.
I think that's what the government is scared of happening with kratom, is they seen what synthetic shit could do, and they don't want that happening.
Kratom's not
But-
synthetic though, bro.
They don't care
I know,
about you though,
but
really.
exactly.
Yeah, they don't
That's exactly
care.
what I'm.
Yeah, they wouldn't do shit out the can and say they are.
What
They don't
what
really
did you
care
say,
about you.
Aiden?
Yeah, I had my mouse away from the keyboard for a second there. Sorry for the delay. I was about to say, if anyone wanted to support the people here, please do. And if you want to drop somebody, please drop God's favorite aunt. They haven't, as far as I know, they haven't talked since I've been up here. They have not been
What?
talked since I was up there. If you want to defend yourself, God's favorite ant, you can
I've
defend
been
yourself.
talking a lot. What do you mean?
Damn. I want
John
him to
fired
grift
an
more often.
I hired an ant.
I know. I'm like, I've been talking. Let's don't spend the whole time talking. There's 10 people up here.
Howard says agreed. Drop ant. Fire. Field war.
All right, Howard.
That was just a
Yes, sir, it
dancing
is.
bug because I didn't see.
Howard, that'll cost you 10 bones and I'll do it.
Trout, you're supposed to let the grift happen, Trout. You're not supposed to give up your spot to me. Respect the grift.
Oh, shit.
Damn it,
That's
Trout.
all right. So Laudanum, wasn't that on Tombstone?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Ant.
Wasn't
I
that
thought
that
it- I thought
whenever
it-
that lady, I forget her fucking name.
His wife. Wyatt
His-
Earp's wife.
yeah, Wyatt Earp's wife.
Not
That's
Wyatt
what
Earp.
she was.
No, Doc Holliday.
Was it Doc
Oh,
Holliday?
wait. I'm sorry. No, you're right.
Jesus Christ.
You're right.
Val Kilmer, bro.
Val Kilmer
Yeah.
was.
Stock
He was on
Holiday.
all the
Val,
good
Val
drugs.
Kilmer or Stock
Not
Holiday?
Laudanum. He was on the good drugs and the liquor.
Well, you're right. It was his wife that was abusing the laudanum. That's why he like sends her away. I forgot about that.
Isn't that what the fuck was her name from The Wizard of Oz?
Judy Garland.
Judy
No way. That was Judy Garland.
No, dude.
All right, man.
No, Judy Garland. Hold on.
Whenever you're smoking, dude. Judy Garland was in like the 40s, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Before that,
some weed right now.
Judy Garland died from a barbiturate overdose.
Barbiturates.
Dude, back in the
Yeah.
day, they used to give women
Xanax.
hard drugs for their fucking period and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, you could buy some of that shit just over the counter, like barbiturates and amphetamines. You could buy diet pills. Diet pills were just amphetamines for the longest time.
Coke, when cocaine and shit, and Coca-Cola and heroin was probably in shit.
Yes, but that stuff was banned in the early 1900s.
Mucinex D has an amphetamine in it still. That's why you can only buy 2 packages at once. From
No,
the,
Thanks for the info. I need that. Thanks a
I thought
lot.
it's pseudoephedrine.
Yeah, hold
bro.
on. Are those called triple D's or something like that?
Fucking trailer park
Yeah.
fucking
You
man.
gotta take a lot of it.
Then they call triple C's.
I don't know if I can participate in this conversation.
Yeah, when I was on,
I gotta
when
put-
I was,
Damn
I
it,
was in
Clay.
security prison, one of the people that went in, because when you have a job in minimum security and you're off prison, they drug test you